Good evening, everyone. Hope you all are doing well. Hope you all had a great weekend, and I hope you had having a great beginning of the work week. I know most of y'all are probably home by now from work, whatever. And if not, I just hope you're having a good day today, and I hope you had a great weekend. I'm gonna get into the first topic for this video. I have a couple of topics I'm gonna touch on, but I'm gonna get into the first one, and I'm gonna recap the NFL season. So, in years past, going from last year up back to 1978, the NFL season was 16 games, 16 game seasons. Um, at the end of last year, the NFL had the bright idea, along with powers that be, NFL, the owners, what have you, and they thought it'd be a great idea to add an extra game, 17 games. I thought it was a bad idea. I still feel that way because the players didn't want it. They were hell bent against it. But who cares what the players want? I mean, after all, they're the ones that's risking injury and sometimes their lives to go out here and play these games. I mean, so who gives a damn about how they feel, what they think? I mean, who are they? And I know people say, well, they signed up for it. They knew the risk. Yeah, that's true. But 17 games? Come on. Come on, really? I mean, seriously. And it was all for greed and for profit. And, it's just, how the NFL owners, how they are and how they do. It was all about greed. They could care less about the players. It wasn't about them. It was about filling their pockets up with that green, baby, filling their pockets up. And I think as a fan, it's not fair to us because you get to that 17th game, the players are tired, they're beat up, they're worn out, and they play that 17th game, they get hurt. Now they're out for the playoffs. And your team, like a team like Kansas City, you hope to go repeat us, go back to the Super Bowl. And now, God forbid, Patrick Mahomes get hurt the 17th game of the year, or a player on your defense, or I can't think of the running backs name. Travis Kelsey gets hurt, and that puts a damper on your Super Bowl hopes. So I just don't like that because with the 17th game, the players are at a higher risk of being injured. I mean, I'm just not a fan of it. That's just my opinion on it. But in any event, but you know how the NFL owners are. It's all about this. But in any event, yeah, couple of NFL firings. I'm going to start off in the NFC North. Chicago, Matt Nagy is out as coach, and Ryan Pace is out as GM. So it's a lot of uncertainty in Chicago. Not only in the front office and with the coaching staff, but on the roster. Um, Khalil Mack hasn't been the Khalil Mack that he was when he was out here in Oakland, when the Raiders were out here. He had flashes in Chicago over the last 4 seasons, but not really the same. Um, they're going to lose some players on offense, free agents, most notably Allen Robinson. So he's going to demand. He's going to be in high demand. He's a good receiver, big strong receiver. So there's a lot of uncertainty on both sides of the ball. Sad on defense though, man. On defense, that's what the Bears always have hung their hat on, is their defense. Going back to the 1960s with Dick Buckus, up until 1980s with the Monsters of the Midway with Mike Singletary, Steve McMichael, Richard Dent, Dave Dorson, those guys. Mike Dicker's teams, Monsters of the Midway, that won the '85 Super Bowl. The defense was the catalyst of that team. Defense. So, and even the Brian Urlacher years, defense. So we shall see what's going to happen in the Windy City. There was speculation that they was going to try to go after Jim Harbaugh, but why would you want to go there? There's there's no one in the front. There's uncertainty in the front office. The roster's a mess, and they are in a rebuild from top to bottom. They're in a massive rebuild in Chicago. So why would you want to go there and inherit that? However, I will say this: Justin Fields will be the greatest quarterback in Chicago Bears history. Justin Fields would be the greatest quarterback in Chicago Bears history. I'm going to hang my hat on that. And I also believe that he will be the most impactful quarterback to ever come out of Ohio. I didn't like him when he was a suck guy, me being a Michigan fan, but I'm a fan of him in Chicago. This young man, he can move out of the pocket. He has a strong arm. He has speed on him. I like Justin Fields. I think he's going to succeed in Chicago with the right coaching, with the right coach and offensive coordinator. The sky's the limit. The sky's the limit for this young man. So I'm very high on Justin Fields. He just, not much hope for him next season. I see them being dead last in the NFC North. So that's that with the Bears. Moving on to Minnesota. Mike Zimmer, out as coach. They have some talent in Minnesota. You got the Justin Jefferson young man from LSU, Dalvin Cook. You have Thielen. The defense, still work needs to be done there. And that's another franchise that has hung their hat on defense. I mean, you go back to the Purple People Eaters. You go back to the John Randall days, the Jared Allen days. Another team that has hung their hat on defense is the Minnesota Vikings. So see what happens there and with Kirk Cousins. I'm not a Kirk Cousins fan. I think he is sometimes can be a bit overrated, but whatever. Where else? Denver fired their coach, so we see about Denver. See what happens there with them. Um, Vic Fangio underperformed, didn't get it done, and Denver does have talent. They do have talent there. Brian Flores in Miami is a bit of a surprise. That's a disappointment because they won eight of their last 9 games to end the season. They beat the Patriots twice, and I believe he had a winning season last year. And you fired a man? Really? This just goes to show you how there's no room, there's no margin of error for black head coaches. I mean, you can't even have a little, you got to be damn near Christ-like perfect in the NFL if you're a black man to be a head coach to succeed. White coaches, they get all kind of leeway and get jobs, even with no experience. Case in point, Matt Patricia, Joe Judge, Dan Campbell. And look what happened to guys like Jim Caldwell. Took a team to the Super Bowl, won in the playoffs. We weren't satisfied. Had 3 out of 4 winning years in Detroit. This is why I'm not a Lions fan now. Out of the 4 years he was in Detroit, 3 years were winning years. 3. One good enough for the Fords. But Matt Patricia is a guy who has absolutely no experience. That's the logic. That's the logic of these franchises, of these owners. This is why it's important for us to have our own league. We had the Negro Leagues in the 1920s. We had our own football league. We need to go back to having our own. These people, it's not any fairness with them. Not any. And it's not going to change. That's why we need to have our own. Moving on. The Rams won the NFC West. Matthew Stafford won his first division. Good for him. But that's not why the Rams brought him there. He choked It came back, those interceptions. He got away with it for the previous 3 games, but it came back to bite him. And it bit him big time in overtime against the Niners. That was his fault because he underthrew Odell Beckham, which allowed Ambry Thomas to pick him off and seal the victory for the 49ers in overtime. Like I keep telling people, Matthew Stafford with Matthew Stafford. I've been telling people that all season long, and it happened. And I could foresee the Rams getting bounced out of the playoffs next week, next Monday night against the Cardinals. I think Arizona will go in there to LA and bounce them out. See the 49ers going to Dallas and beating them. That's going to be an upset because there's high hopes in Dallas, but the 49ers can run that ball. They can run that ball. Their run defense is good. Pass defense needs a little work, but their run defense is good, and they can run that rock. And I think the 49ers will go in Dallas and beat them. Tampa Bay will handle Philly at home. Kansas City will beat Pittsburgh. The Raiders and Cincy, that's going to be interesting. That's going to be interesting because that's going to be good and a good close game, and I could see Cincinnati pulling that out. I think they will, barely. The Bills will beat New England. Green Bay and Tennessee have byes. What's another game that's on the schedule? I said the Cardinals beat the Rams. Can't think of another team. But that's my opinion. If y'all already haven't, hit that like button, smash that like button down, smash it. Leave your comments below, and please subscribe to the channel. I need the love and support, and I appreciate it. So please subscribe to the channel and smash that like button down. But that's what I see. It's another playoff game. See. I got Buffalo beating New England, Tampa beating Philly, Pittsburgh losing to Kansas City, Cincy beating Vegas, beating the Raiders, the Cardinals beating the Rams, and the Niners beating the Cowboys. It's another. I think that's all. I think that's all the games for next week. And Tennessee and Green Bay have byes. Moving on. Klay Thompson made his return yesterday for the Warriors. 2.5 years. It was so good to see Klay. And he scored 17 points in 20 minutes. 17 points in 20 minutes. He hit a couple threes, I think 3 threes, came down the lane and dunked on 2 Cavalier players. It's good to see Klay back. It's good to see this brother back. I'm happy. Wiseman should be back soon, but I'm so glad that Klay is back and in the starting lineup. And, they're going to play him, more little by little, get him gradually, get his legs, gradually into the games, get his stamina up. Because he's, like I said, the guy's been out for 2.5 years. So Steve Kerr's going to gradually, do this the right way. Gradually do this right. And the Warriors are going to be a force to reckon with. The Golden State Warriors are going to be a force to reckon with, y'all. I'm telling y'all. It's good to see this brother back on the court. I was so happy to see him. It's like he picked up where he left off from 2.5 years ago. And it's only going to get better once they get Wiseman back. The Warriors are going to be a force to reckon with. Then you got Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins, Gary Payton the second, Juan Toscano Anderson, Otto Porter. They got some good role players. This is just a deep team. They're going to be a force to reckon with. So, like I said, I'm happy for Klay. Hope the Warriors, they got a tough schedule, tough few games coming up, but I think they'll be all right. They're going to be okay. And the future's bright. And I firmly believe they're going to come out the West this year. Just my opinion, but I think they are. I think they're that hungry because the last 2 years, 3 years, they weren't satisfied, and I think it's unfinished business. Um, but yeah, but that's my take on these things. With the NFL season wrapping up yesterday, and the coaching firings, and then the NFL playoff preview. Um, the Cardinals, I got the Cardinals beating the Rams. I got the Niners beating the Cowboys. I got the Eagles beating the Bucks. Green Bay has a bye. Bills beat New England. Cincy getting by the Raiders, and Kansas City beating Pittsburgh, which would be Big Ben's last game. So, and then Tennessee has a bye. So that's my take on this. Drop your comments below. Let me know what you think. I think I'm losing out a couple more games. I may be. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. The way the NFL schedule they did this is kind of confusing, but whatever. But in the event, leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. We don't have to agree, but let's disagree without being disagreeable. Let's have a mature conversation about this, even about sports. So drop your comments below. Smash that like button if you already have it. And please subscribe to the channel. Till next time, y'all take care. Love you much. And God bless. I got some food waiting for me. So I'm hungry, brother hungry. So I'm about to go eat. All right, y'all. Till next time. Love you much and God bless. I'm out. Peace.